Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh, and very good morning to all of our friends and lecturer Ustazah Nurul Ain binti Muhammad. Today we will going to present about practice and prospect of Islamic real estate investment trust in Malaysia. This slide is prepared for Ustazah Nurul Ain binti Muhammad. Before we going to start the presentation, let me introduce my teams. Firstly is myself. My name is Ahmad Farhan bin Muhammad Fazli. Second is my friend Muhammad Afiq Fitri bin Muhammad Azizi. And the last but not least is Muhammad Farhan bin Cik Muhammad Nurli.
Alright, this is our presentation outline. First, we want to explain about what is the REIT, and then what is the Islamic REIT, and then we want to explain about the type of REIT, the characteristic of Sharia compliant REITs, development of Islamic REIT in Malaysia, structure of REIT, and last one we want to present about the prospect of Islamic REIT in Malaysia.
We are going to the first outline of this presentation. Based on the slide, refer to the slide. What is REIT? So the first point is REIT is unit trust scheme that invests or plans to invest in the real estate that generates income. Second, it is one of the form of collective investment related to the real estate that has quite similar characteristic with unit trust fund. So easy to understand. REIT is a company that owns, operate, or finances income generating real estate. Model after mutual funds, REITs pool the capital of numerous investors. This makes it possible for investors to earn dividends from real estate investment without having to buy, to manage, or finance any property themselves. We already understand about real estate investment trust definition based on the previous slide. Next, we are talking about Islamic real estate investment trust in Malaysia. When we are talking about Islamic real estate investment, first thing first that will cross in our mind is all the activities and business must follow the Sharia compliance guided by Sharia Advisory Council, Suruhanjaya Security Malaysia. In case of mixed activities, the activities or the business must adhere to 20% benchmark determined by Sharia Advisory Council of Suruhanjaya Security Malaysia. The activities listed on the slide are deemed to Sharia non-permissible. As we know that, firstly is all the riba activities, all the business that are included interest is non-permissible Sharia. Second is gambling and gaming. Third is manufacture or sale of non-halal product or related product. Fourth is conventional insurance, and the others is entertainment activities is non-permissible Sharia. Stockbroking or share trading in Sharia non-compliant securities, and hotels and resorts.
Type of REIT. Okay, first, equity REITs. Equity REITs own and operate income generating real estate which involve a wide range of activities including leasing, development of real properties, and tenant services. Second, mortgage REITs. Mortgage REITs primarily hold long-term mortgage, but many also engage in a short-term construction financing. This type of REIT offer interest based loan to real estate owner, operators, or developer. And last one, we have a hybrid REIT. Hybrid REITs are a combination of equity and mortgage REITs.
Hello and hi. So let's move on to our next topic, which is characteristic of Sharia compliant REITs. Okay, the first one is entertainment of real estate, which is this talk about Sharia advisor be appointed and have a responsibility to fulfill their jobs, and also i-REIT must carry out something that appointed by Sharia advisor, which is the benchmark 20% was determined by Sharia and Securities Commission. And the second one is renting out to the new tenant, which is about 20% benchmark is not applied for new tenant because we don't know about their background and so on. And the third one is rental from tenant who runs mixed activities. This is what we understand about the tenant who operate two activities, which is what they call which is the permissible and non-permissibles. Okay, the next, which non-allowable rental activities. Sharia Commission already give their advice about rental activity, which is they're not named as a non-permissible because they talk about includes prohibited activities such as riba and so on. And the next one is takaful exposure. So i-REIT must have takaful coverage to be as their guarantor, because anything might be happen when we invest in i-REIT. So the next one is risk management issues because these issues arises because when i-REIT deal with another institution, which is like Islamic financial institution. So arise wa'ad concept of wa'ad this means one party just involving and be a responsibility. So the last one is procedure of evaluating the ratio of rental of non-allowable activities. So this is about calculating about the benchmark.
Alright, next we go to the development of Islamic REIT in Malaysia. Okay, first, the first Malaysian Islamic REIT, which Al-Aqar Healthcare REIT, was established by the Johor Corporation by 27 June 2006. This REIT was primarily invest in 6 hospitals, which an estimate total market value of RM 480 million. It was also listed on the Bursa Malaysia on 10 August 2006 and has set many milestones as the first Islamic REIT in the world and the first healthcare REIT in Asia. Okay, the second Islamic REIT was introduced on 8 February 2007. This is the Al-Hadarah Boasted REIT, which invests in plantation, estate and mills. It was delisted from the stock exchange Bursa Malaysia on 19 February 2014. It is the first REIT in Malaysia to be privatized. Okay, as this REIT was originally established as a conventional REIT in 2005, but in 2008 it was recategorized as an Islamic REIT, making it the world's first Islamic industrial REIT. Alright, next, in 9 May 2013, KLCC Properties Staple Securities was listed under the REIT sector of the main market of Bursa Malaysia Securities Berhad as the first ever staple security in Malaysia. And then Johor Corporation launched its second REIT, which is As-Salam REITs, on 29 September 2015. This REIT is mid-sized and has a diversified portfolio including commercial retail, office and industrial asset. And last one, Malaysia now has 4 Islamic REITs listed on Bursa Malaysia. This will provide Muslim investors with more investment opportunity on properties in prime location.
This is the structure of Islamic Real Estate Investment Trust, or easy to understand is the modus operandi of Islamic Real Estate Investment Trust in Malaysia. Based on the previous slide, there are a few main characters in the modus operandi of real estate investment trust in Malaysia. Firstly is unit holder, second is fund manager, third is trustee, fourth is property, and the fifth is investor, and the last but not least is Sharia Advisory Council. So each of them is play the important role to make sure the structure and the process going smoothly and clearly. We go into the what we have to look at the modus operandi is investor invest in i-REIT through holding of unit based on units. So unit holder invest their fund to get high return. Same goes to investor to get high return. So the fund manager will provide the maintenance and the management service of the real estate. So the fees or the income we get from the rent from the real estates. So trustee in this modus operandi will act as the custodian of the fund, and the Sharia advisory will be act to advise on matters pertaining to Sharia. So that is the modus operandi of Islamic real estate.
Alright, this is the guideline of Islamic Real Estate Investment Trust based on the Security Commission Malaysia. Alright, next, the guideline of i-REIT on investment in Islamic REITs. Okay, number 1 is investment in real estate for the purpose of initial listing. First, all of its tenants carry out fully Sharia compliant activities. And second, some of the tenants carry out Sharia non-compliant activities provided the percentage of rental received from all Sharia compliant activities, which is Sharia non-compliant rental, is less than 20% of the total turnover of the Islamic REITs, which the 20% threshold. And number 2, acceptance of new tenancy and renewal of existing tenancy for Islamic REITs. Okay, first, acceptance of new tenancy and renewal of existing tenancy for Islamic REIT up to the end of the 10th financial years. Prior to an Islamic REIT reaching the end of the 10-year financial year post listing, the Islamic REIT may accept new tenant and renew tenancy agreement of existing tenants whose activities are Sharia non-compliant, subject to the following requirement. First, must be comply with the 20% threshold, and second, comply with the 5% threshold. And second, acceptance of new tenants and renewal of existing tenants for Islamic REIT after the end of the 10-year financial years. Comply with the 5% threshold after the end of 10 years post-listing, and Islamic REIT may accept new tenants and renew tenancy agreement of existing tenants whose activities are Sharia non-compliance. Number 3, non-compliance with the less than 5% threshold. In the event an Islamic REIT failed to reduce the percentage of the Sharia non-compliant rental to less than the 5% threshold, the excess amount must be channel to Baitumal or charitable bodies. The excess amount is to be channeled with 1 year from the end of each financial year. Number 4 is takaful coverage on real estate of an Islamic REIT. All real estate of an Islamic REIT must be covered by takaful scheme. However, if the scheme is not available or is not commercially viable, such real estate may be covered under conventional insurance. If a real estate is already covered under existing conventional insurance policy, the said insurance policy may still be used until expiry. Okay, number 5 is usage of Islamic derivative. An Islamic REIT must use Islamic derivatives of hedging its existing risk exposure. If Islamic derivatives are not available or are not commercially viable, the REIT may use conventional derivative. And number 6 is permissible investment others than real estate and financial facility for Islamic REIT. And Islamic REIT must ensure compliance with Sharia principle for the following. First, investment in non-real real assets, deposit and money market instrument. And second is financing facilities. Right, next we go to the guideline of i-REIT on conversion of conventional REIT to an Islamic REIT. Okay, number 1 is Sharia non-compliant rental. Okay, first must be comply with 40% threshold of for Sharia non-compliant rental, and second must be comply with less than the 40% threshold to the 20% threshold, and the third is comply with less than the 20% threshold to the 5% threshold. And the last one is investment in real estate where all the tenants carry out fully Sharia non-compliant activities. Alright, number 2 is non-compliance with the reduction to the less than the 20% threshold or the 5% threshold. In the event an Islamic REIT fail to reduce the percentage of the Sharia non-compliant rental to less than the 20% threshold or the 5% threshold, the excess amount must be channeled to Baitumal or charitable bodies. Okay, number 3 is borrowing for conventional REIT. A listed conventional REIT which has existing conventional borrowing must refinance such borrowings with Islamic financing facilities. Number 4 is takaful coverage on real estate at the point of conversion. If a real estate is already covered under existing conventional insurance policy, it may still be used until its expiry. Once the policy expires, such real estate must be covered by takaful scheme. Right, number 5 is usage of Islamic derivative. Upon conversion, the Islamic REIT may continue to use its existing conventional derivative. However, all new derivative for the purpose of hedging the REIT's existing risk exposure must be Islamic. And number 6 is permissible investment other than real estate. At the point of conversion, all investment in non-real estate assets, deposits and money market instrument must comply with Sharia principle.
Okay, we meet again and hi. So we next to the next topic, which is prospect of Islamic REIT in Malaysia. So when we what we talk about prospect, so we can determine their main topic is about tax. So I read is fully exempted from paying its income tax on its taxable income, at least 90% for distributor. And the latter provide tax incentive to attract certain investors to this Malaysia i-REIT market by lowering the tax burden, expected to operate in a more transparent and well-regulated environment. And the last one, the Islamic REIT available in Malaysia showcase high quality properties that can create an consistent stream of cash flow. So what we can understand about from this for this point, which is prospect, the first one is about tax. The tax incentive from government Malaysia. Malaysia give tax incentive for investor who invest in Islamic REITs, because this is effort as part from effort of government Malaysia to attract another investor from outside country to invest in Islamic REIT, especially in Malaysia. And the last one is the tax was give from our government to investor, which is for local investor just 5%, and for foreign investor 20%. Okay. Okay. Right now we wanna show to all of you about an example company, which is i-REIT company in Malaysia. So we pick up Asalam company, Asalam Real Estate Investment Trust. So Asalam Real Estate Investment Trust is Malaysia based a real estate of investment trust in REITs. So at the same time, Asalam Real Estate can diversify Islamic REIT with asset and strategically and their place and located place to operate their activities at Johor, Malaysia, as well as known their main place, which is HQ. And the last one is Asalam Real Estate was listed at Bursa Malaysia at 29 September at 2015. I think 6 years ago. And for objective, Asalam REITs have their objective, which is to provide unit holder with a regular and stable distribution, stable channel, stable flow cash, and etc. And the last one is for the long run, for that company to maintain an optimal level of financing and equity capital structure. Okay, right now we move on our next topic, which is establishment of Asalam REIT. So the first one is about their financial. The financial was increased at 17 million and doctrine 2.8 million. For major acquisition, there are no announcement from that company. For valuation, their company perform very well and get trading 5 top chart in Malaysia, and their unit is 0.98 per unit. And for that profile, their asset was recorded at 350.6 million in total Islamic financings, and major shareholders is at 31 December 2016. The sectional shareholders of sectional at Damansara REIT Sdn Berhad, and I will explain later at other slide. Okay, so the last one is we talk about their structure, which is as we can see have 5 structure that I wanna discuss. For the first one is sponsor, about their sponsor. Okay, they get sponsor from Jacob, as well as we known as Johor Corporation. And for manager, which is fund manager from Damansara REIT Manager Sdn Bhd. And when we go to their website, as we can see their manager, okay, the first one is Damansara REIT Manager Sdn Bhd, only one. Okay, so the next one is trustee. Trustee is from Amanah Raya Trustee, and for principal advisor is sole global coordinator and sole underwriter, which is from RHB Investment Berhad. For joint placement agents, they're contributed by RHB Investment Bank and Maybank Investment Bank Berhad. As we can see, for principal advisor and joint placement agents, mostly contributes by bank. Because why? Because the bank believe Assalam Real Estate Investment Trust, which is Assalam i-REITS, have a good potential to move forward and become a good company and good good for place to others investor to invest in this company. That's all. Okay, so that's all from our presentation. Thank you for letting your time to hear our video. So as we can see, Islamic REIT, so many benefit that we get. That's why Malaysian government put more effort to increase this sector. So that's all. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.